So basically, our system that we've developed is called the Communication Alert System. It's a time-sensitive, location-based, privacy-focused communication solution for public officials, specifically in a communications department of like a municipal city. And so we just want to dive right into the problem. And this is kind of, we're going to look at the sewage case study that occurred in Innisfil a few months ago. There was a sewage backup discovered by public officials in a specific neighborhood. The public officials weren't sure about exactly the extent of the damage. However, they did know generally where the affected area was, but there was no way of reaching out to them in time to let them know that this was happening. And so the current solutions that they looked at were social media, snail mail, and door-to-door, but none of these solutions were good enough for this type of scenario. And so what that resulted in is a lot of damage and a lot of lack of trust from the city towards the city. So this is an example of one of the residents and his view of the fact there was an issue with a lack of communication between the town of Innisfil and its residents. And so we're really coming here and giving you guys a solution that's going to fix the current solutions that are too slow, too inefficient, and too hard to manage when there's an emergency situation. So our solution is basically how it would have been played out if you guys had it was the sewage backup would have been discovered, the public official would know kind of where the area was, even though they don't know the damage, and they could have sent SMS alerts right to every person that was whose address was located in that region. And so when we showed this solution to the communications team, we got a quote from the communications lead who said, "This will be a really critical tool that would have been a game changer in like a scenario like that." And so definitely they see a big value in using it. And so how does it kind of work is probably going to be your next question. So a resident will sign up with their information. And then on the other end, the Innisfil officials will have this dashboard where all these red dots represent Innisfil residents, and they can choose a radius that they like, pick a specific zone, and send text messages to every single person in that location. And then the alert would look something like this. And the alert's completely customizable to what the official wants to do. And so we kind of identified a variety of use cases for a system like this. You could use it for COVID-19 updates, neighborhood construction updates that are targeted at a certain street, community events that might be encouraging people to come or signifying some sort of road closures, some extreme weather alerts that are affecting certain areas of the community, reminders for citizens to vote. As we know, towns have very small voting outcomes, so maybe the day before you can send everyone an alert saying, go out and vote tomorrow, and local crime updates. As well, we've currently created a way to create and store areas. So we know that Innisfil is divided up into wards. So you can create the wards in advance and basically pick those wards in advance of sending messages. There's also the option to do text to speech for individuals who don't necessarily have a phone that they can do text messaging capabilities. So you type in the message and they get a call from our automated service, and it would read them the message that the public official put in. And we're working on also having email support as well. And so this is kind of what this create and store feature would look like. You would map out the area you'd like, you'd save that area, and then when you want to communicate with that area again, you can easily just click it from your kind of memory. And so here's our kind of value proposition for Innisfil. It's really easy to set up because all the onboarding happens through that link that you just get out into the community. Though we have a lot of location flexibility with alerts, so we have multiple ways of picking different areas and getting those alerts out. We're really focused on privacy with the way that we collect this data and the way that we store it on our system. And SMS is a pretty good entry point for these alerts that are going to be very specific and very and delivered in a very timely manner. And so this kind of results in, when you compare it to snail mail, you have a delivery in minutes with a variety of use cases versus what's currently happening. If you need to get a targeted message out there, it's going to take you a number of days and like really limited use case with just like paper and mail. And then moving on, our focus on privacy is really, really crucial here. So every individual, we decide to go with like a no password basically system, where what happens is the user, if they want to update their data, they'll put in their email address that they signed up with, and they'll get a unique link to their email so that they can use their email protection to then go in and change their data or remove it at any time. So it's an opt-in system. We're also going to be encrypting the data, and we're currently CASL and PIPEDA compliant. And so what's next for us? We really want to meet with you guys, make sure that the system is really targeted to Innisfil, and then we want to pilot the project and scale it up. and hopefully continue working on features that could be used with the system and in a variety of use cases. So now I'm just going to introduce our team. So we have Tristan, who was running a lot of our technology, and he has a background in business and computer science from Ivy Business School and Western. Myself, I'm working on the business development side, and I have a background in business and biology from the Ivy Business School and Western. And also Gally, she's helping us with our privacy aspect as well as running our sales department. And her background is in medicine and bioethics, and has been affiliated with Western, Harvard, and McMaster.